George Lucas drew inspiration from a wide range of sources for Star Wars, and The Acolyte just flipped one of those inspirations on its head in the best way possible. When he made the original Star Wars, later retitled A New Hope, Lucas borrowed story and stylistic elements from all corners of fiction. Star Wars has a lot of similarities to Dune, for example, and Lucas also borrowed more broadly from genres like westerns and samurai films. Many recent Star Wars shows, like The Mandalorian and Ahsoka, have honored those roots, but The Acolyte has subverted one of Lucas' inspirations. In many ways, The Acolyte is a groundbreaking Star Wars show. It takes place during the High Republic era, which has never been depicted in live action before, and it also features a much darker tone than many other Star Wars stories. That tone only got darker in The Acolyte Episode 5, when the Sith Lord massacred a group of Jedi on Kofar. For all the new ground it broke, however, The Acolyte also paid homage to one of Lucas' original inspirations, and it did so with the new Sith Lord. The Stranger is a classic Western trope. The Acolyte Episode 5 revealed the identity of the Sith Lord and unveiled that Kimmer was just a pseudonym he was using to hide his true identity. Once he was unmasked, the Sith Lord revealed that he had no name, and he's instead referred to as the Stranger. The Sith Lord's title ties the Acolyte directly to one of Lucas' inspirations, the spaghetti western. There's a trope in westerns so common that it can be seen in all corners of the genre. Several classic westerns feature a mysterious main character like the good, the bad, and the ugliest man with no name to the masked gunslinger in The Lone Ranger. The Acolyte inverts the spaghetti western. The Stranger serves as a clear reference to westerns, but he also flips the common trope on its head. Generally, westerns that follow the trope of having a mysterious stranger as their main character also paint that stranger as a hero. A core component of the trope is that the stranger wanders into a new town or situation, and changes them for the better. A Fistful of Dollars, for example, followed the man with no name as he stumbled upon a feud between two rival families, and by playing them both at the same time, he saved the town from their criminal exploits. The Acolyte, however, firmly established that the stranger was anything but heroic. He massacred 7 Jedi, used dirty fighting tactics like a Cortosis helmet and gauntlet and his new trick lightsaber, and aligned himself firmly with the dark side of the Force. None of the westerns George Lucas used as inspiration ever had such an evil stranger, and The Acolyte has effectively inverted one of the most common western plots in the entire genre. Instead of coming to solve problems and shake things up in a good way, Star Wars' new stranger caused problems, and he seems intent on shaking the Jedi to their core. The Acolyte's opening scene even sets this up. The Stranger wasn't the Acolyte's first time being inspired by westerns, though. The show's very first scene, when May Anacea attacked Master Indara on Ueda, was extremely reminiscent of a classic cowboy action sequence. May, a stranger at that point in The Acolyte, walks into a noodle bar and a massive showdown ensues. At one point in their fight, when May and Indara were pointing their respective weapons at each other, a rogue tumbleweed and revolvers wouldn't have felt out of place. May and Indara's fight set up The Acolyte as a Western-inspired show, and The Stranger inverted it perfectly.